The claim that China is developing the digital renminbi to compete with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency isn't valid. By design, they're completely different. Alibaba's Jack Ma was fined for being too powerful, but he cannot compete with the central bank. The Chinese government has 6 objectives in mind for its digital yuan, 3 domestic and 3 international. Hello, welcome to Lei's Real Talk. I'm Lei. There's been a lot of talk about China leading the world in developing a national digital currency. Its central bank has been testing and rolling out digital yuan in cities across China, including Shanghai and Beijing. JD, a major Chinese e-commerce platform, is already supporting shopping with digital yuan. And in Macau, casinos are getting ready to accept it. China is also preparing to issue digital yuan to athletes at Winter Olympic Games in Beijing in 2022, using the sports event to further its plan to globalize the digital currency. Some claim that China is developing digital yuan to compete with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. I'd say that's not valid because digital yuan and cryptocurrency are completely different by design. One of cryptocurrency's biggest selling points is its user autonomy. It's decentralized with no intermediary, and there isn't a central bank or a government backing the currency. But China's digital yuan is totally controlled by the central bank and the government. There is no user autonomy. The second difference is what draws people to crypto is its anonymous nature and peer-to-peer transactions. The digital yuan is not anonymous, although China has announced that it will practice controllable anonymity. The keyword here is controllable. China's central bank essentially is saying that it's anonymous to everyone except the central bank. This controllable anonymity actually means more centralization. What is digital yuan? It's essentially paperless money. China's regime is trying to get rid of cash. With cash, individuals have control. For example, you can put stacks of cash away and nobody will know how much money you have. When you buy something with cash, that transaction isn't trackable. But when currency is digitized, everything becomes transparent. China already leads the world in cashless transactions, with mobile payments accounting for 80% of all payments. So how will digital yuan make a difference in an already cashless society? The key here is who owns the data. Most of the cashless payments took place on Jack Ma's Alipay and Tencent's WeChat Pay. But authorities are happy that the private sectors are controlling consumer financial data and not sharing all of it with the central government. Didn't we just see Alibaba being fined $2.8 billion for antitrust violations last week? Jack Ma was fined for being too powerful and controlling too much data. Although the Chinese central bank has publicly said that the digital yuan will coexist with Alipay and WeChat Pay, the future doesn't look good for them. Alipay and WeChat Pay are third-party online payment platforms. They're digital wallets that people have, but they're not money. Digital yuan, on the other hand, is real money, and it comes with a wallet that the central bank controls. So when the central bank launches digital yuan across China, WeChat Pay and Alipay will lose their markets because an empty wallet cannot compete with a wallet that has money. Jack Ma cannot compete with China's central bank. But when you get right down to it, the real objective of the digital yuan is to facilitate China's rise to global dominance and to realize Xi Jinping's vision of a community of common destiny for all mankind. One Chinese professor detailed the Chinese game plan, and I translated what he said in one of my previous videos. You can take a look later. The push for the digital yuan has 6 specific goals behind it, 3 domestic and 3 international. The first domestic goal is to reduce local government debt. According to statistics from the International Finance Association, China's debt to GDP ratio rose to 335% at the end of 2019, much higher than the US 108% and Japan's 238%. Provincial and municipal governments in China are in serious debt, and this is threatening the country's economy. Digital yuan gives the Chinese Communist Party the ability to issue a large amount of money discreetly and at a low cost. Domestic goal number 2, surveillance of people inside and outside China. Having digital yuan is like carrying a camera on you that allows the CCP to monitor you 24/7. The CCP wants data, and it will collect data on everyone that uses its currency. Combined with its face recognition and AI technology, the CCP will bring the world closer to its community of common destiny. Domestic goal number 3, control currency circulation, institute financial sanctions against the enemies or troublemakers. China wants to use the digital yuan to micromanage currency circulation and has tested this in the city of Shenzhen last October. People who got the digital yuan were asked to spend the money within a geographic area and by a certain date. In addition, digital yuan will be integrated with China's social credit system. The CCP will weaponize the currency by limiting trading rights for the bad guys, achieving the effect of financial sanctions on them. Internationally, the digital yuan's number 1 goal is to counter the US dollar and globalize the yuan. The digital yuan allows the regime to establish a new system centered around its currency throughout the Belt and Road Initiative, and eventually replace the dollar as the world reserve currency. You can watch my video on how China plans to carry out this objective. The digital yuan will also allow China to evade financial sanctions imposed by the United States. With its digital yuan, China can bypass the US dollar and provide aid to other totalitarian regimes and terrorist organizations. Last but not least, the digital yuan will allow China to bribe foreign nationals without being caught. In 2019, the CCP used a Chinese website called Master Chain that targeted cultural and media elites in Taiwan. At the time, the digital yuan wasn't launched yet. The mainland Chinese created a virtual currency called Master Coin and invited Taiwanese elites to shop at Chinese e-commerce websites using these master coins. A few months later, Taiwan passed the anti-infiltration law. Master Coin immediately withdrew from Taiwan. It's no secret that China has infiltrated the world by using bribes and various financial traps. If the bribe is in US dollars, it's easily traced. The digital yuan, however, will not only make the transaction invisible, but it will also allow the CCP to monitor and manipulate foreign targets more easily. Here are 2 videos on related topics I mentioned, one on Chinese yuan strategy and the other on Belt and Road Initiative. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.